Welcome back to Vocal Cords Exposed. I'm Nathan Kirk, and next to me is my identical twin brother. For those of you who didn't know that I have a twin brother. but
We're not that identical anymore.
Let's get into it. Okay, for starters, I just want to start out, if you're hearing reverb, it's because I am not at home right now. I'm in Brampton, Ontario, and there's a lot of reverb in this room. So basically, it's reverb, just a fancy word for echo. And you're probably hearing a lot of echo right now. And yeah, for those of you who's listening to this podcast, you can go check out the video version of this podcast on my YouTube channel. Yeah, or vice versa. If you guys are watching this video and you want to listen to it, just go to either Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, or basically any other podcast platform that's out there. It'll be on it. All right. I guess the topic is going to be the actor's life is actually a lot difficult than most people think it is. Because pretty much everyone I met, they think it's a lot easier, or it's not really like they don't count it as like a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a glorified job, and like a real job, like a normal job, pretty much you have to kind of rank up, or you have to kind of like get raises. You have to really fight to either get an audition or get or even get a gig, and pretty much this is the perfect topic because you're in this, like, you're kind of in this predicament.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not a walk. It's not a walk in the park, that's for sure.
Like, were you aware of how difficult it was going to be? Like, when you first had this thought process that you want to go into acting, like, were you aware?
Yeah, I was definitely aware of it. Before I was even, I guess, an actor, I was well aware that it's not going to be easy. But once you do get into it and things start to get overwhelming and hard, then it really gets to you. Especially, you go to audition and you thought you did really good, and then you don't get the part for whatever reason. And there's lots of reasons that you didn't get the part. I had my first callback for a commercial. I'm still waiting, to see if I got the part or not. It's for some gum commercial. I'm not sure for which brand. It's probably not allowed to say it anyways until the commercial comes out. But yeah, I'm still waiting. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. But I was just thankful that I got a call back. It was my first call back, and it was interesting. I guess the whole, the plot of the commercial was I was supposed to be sitting in the back of an Uber with my girlfriend, and we're supposed to be eating like a full-blown meal, like a full-blown like dinner, and we're making a mess in the back of the Uber, and then like we have to like offer it to the Uber driver, and like the Uber driver's getting annoyed, and then the Uber driver notices that he has a pack of gum, and he pops one in his mouth, and everything's fine. A lot of things are going on in the back of the Uber, and then nothing else phases him, and he's happy. So that was my first audition, and then when they called me back, I got a call back. I got there and I was kind of confused, because the person I auditioned with wasn't there, and I found out that she already auditioned. So I was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. And then, whatever. I was like, so what am I going to do then? Who is my partner? And I asked them, am I auditioning for the same thing? And they said, oh, no, we want you, you did well from your last audition, so we decided to bring you in to audition as the lead person, like driving the car as an Uber driver. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So that was a little bit different.
Now, is that like, does this happen frequently where you have to switch roles?
I don't want to say it does, but things happen. But you just have to like learn how to accept it and cope with it. Now commercials are weird, audition
Oh yeah,
for.
like
There's a lot of miming things.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of pretending you have things in your hand and objects in your hand. You know, when I went in there to audition for the lead driver, like for the Uber driver, they had like a setup, an actual steering wheel that they had on blocks, and then they had like a pack of gum or whatever, and then I had to act all annoyed at the people behind me, and it was interesting. Went in there, that lasted maybe 2 minutes, and then I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, and then I left. So that was that, but yeah, that was for the audition.
Huh. Like, it's like you would have to have a whole different type of mentality to do auditions, because you're faced with a constant flow of rejection after rejection after rejection, and you have to change your way of thinking. You can't keep looking at it as a rejection. It's like you're not right for the role. It's like I don't believe in, like, there are actors and actresses who can use a few pointers, who's new to the game, but I don't really believe in a bad actor or a bad actress. I believe in that the role, that specific role, isn't good for that specific actor or actress.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's yeah, that makes sense. For me, when I go to an audition, I'm kind of glad when I'm there. I'm never down. You know, I do my thing and I leave, and I never look at things in a negative way. I'm just thankful to be in the audition room.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because every audition I go to is at the wrong time, because as soon as it's done, it's like right at 3:30 or 4, and that's when rush hour starts, and I'm like stuck in Toronto for the next 1 or 2 hours in traffic trying to get back to Brampton.
Yeah, that's that's exactly why I took the 407 coming up here, like not the 407, the toll route. I took the Highway 7.
Wow, you would be paying a lot of money.
Yeah, I took the Highway 7, which is a Trans-Canada highway, and pretty much the highway, it branches off like across Canada, coast to coast, and it dips into the east, like eastern Ontario. And I take Highway 7 because it's a lot more calming. There's less traffic. Still the same amount of construction, but it's just overall so much. It's so peaceful, less hustle and bustle, and I take a lot of photos, so I can stop on the side of the road, take a photo if I see good scenery. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for wasting an extra hour and a half for taking this route, but I'd rather come here in a better mood and thinking positive than to take the 401 and being stuck in traffic for like an extra 2 hours. So it kind of balances out either way. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't know whether or not I went into the acting gig first, and then you did, or was it vice, like, was it flipped around?
I always wanted to do the acting gig thing, but you kind of I guess put your toe in the water first.
Yeah, like I was doing it in Ottawa. I think it was through a company, MIM. So I think Models International. I think that's what it's called. But pretty much, I was through the agency of AIM Talent, I do believe. And yeah, I just tried it out. It was just pretty much like a workshop. I was trying out different activities and different warm-ups for acting, and it was fun. I liked it, but I kind of discovered things were moving kind of too slow. And I'm not trying to be too picky or too forceful, but I feel like things are moving too slow, and that they weren't really encouraging or pushing kind of the process. Like, they kind of, like, after the workshop was done, after like a month or so, or maybe a month or two, it was automatically, okay, this is the website you use for auditions and callbacks and whatnot. You have to kind of like navigate this and go through here and kind of go on top of that. And it was kind of too overwhelming for me. And it's not necessarily their fault. I think it's just I was too new to the game, and kind of putting that onto me was just kind of, a bit too overwhelming. So I kind of backed off of it for a bit, and then I got back into vlogging. But like I was saying before, I that's when I decided to kind of move on to just my own filmmaking. That's when I got like my first legitimate camera, which is the Lumix G7 by Panasonic, and then I just started making videos again because I did have my YouTube channel like 2-3 years ago, but it was kind of like I had all these janky, crappy cameras, and like they didn't really cut it for me, and that's why I didn't even know how to edit back then. So I kind of stopped vlogging, and then stuff happened in my personal life, and it just got too overwhelming. So I completely went cold turkey, stopped vlogging completely, and yeah, lately I just decided to pick it up again, and I've noticed that now that I'm expanding my filmmaking methods, and I'm learning new things about editing and about camera angles, and making B-rolls to kind of carry the topic from one subject to another. I find that a lot of people get more interested in my videos, and like this is like a horrible setup for a podcast, by the way, but for someone to drive 4 hours away and have 2 podcast microphones in their backpack, I think I'm doing pretty good. And yeah, so what was the so like I understand, like, before you moved away, did you want to go into acting before you moved away, or when you moved here?
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I moved here. Pretty much, sorry, pretty much when I decided to move down. Well, I don't know. It's just I've always wanted to kind of pursue in it, and I knew I couldn't do it if I lived there. It was just too isolated and small, and
yeah, that kind of ties me back into the topic of I did a video of like city versus country, and the country is fun, and it's a great way to kind of go out for the day and just kind of, I don't know, be free, let your mind wander for a bit. But after a while, it just gets so isolating and depressing, and that's probably just me being born in the city. But there's definitely an agonizing pain of homesickness after a while, and I think you have to be with the right people in the country in order for it to work, or in order for it to feel correct in your life. Because if you're with the wrong people and they're not really fulfilling your company or treating you correctly, then the country life it can become depressing. And I'm not saying the lifestyle of the country is depressing. I'm saying the people who are in the country lifestyle around you could make it depressing.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And because like for someone who lived close to Toronto to move to a place called Brockville, Ontario, it's literally like polar opposites. Like a town of 22,000. I don't even know what the population of Toronto is now. Like
That's a lot.
I do know it's like it's over 1 million, way over 1 million.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Obviously.
But yeah, like I mean, you can't really there's no way to do anything. Public transportation there just doesn't exist.
No. Yeah, you need a license to get
Like
around.
a license is not a luxury there, it's a necessity. Here it's more of a luxury.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was driving to Ottawa, so that was about an hour and 10 minutes from where I lived at the time. So an hour and 10 minutes just to go to the acting workshop I was doing. And that was about like once a week, or I don't know, maybe it's twice a week, I can't remember, but that adds up. And if you don't have a car, you can't really do anything. Like what are you gonna do? Take a taxi all the way to Ottawa? Like,
Oh yeah, why not? Come on. I mean,
I would like
you have enough money to do it.
I wonder how much the fare would be. At least $150. But yeah, I don't know. And it's like you have to hope to go into acting with a passion, because if you don't have the passion, there's no point of even doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
exactly.
well, you gotta, yeah. A lot of people have to brace themselves, because a lot of people they want it. They want to do it either for the publicity or for the money.
Mm-hmm.
And acting is a subject. Just like it's like math, history, geography, whatever it may be. It's also a subject that you would do in school, so they call it drama.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at it that way. Because in school, when you're doing drama, you are not getting paid.
No.
You're just getting grades.
Mm-hmm.
So if you sign up for drama class, you're doing it because you love it. And you're doing it because you want to be there. Now, I do know there are some actors where their parents or their friends kind of like push them to do acting. And yeah, they make it. And sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. And sometimes there's a lot of actors out there who take breaks. Like, there's actors who, like, you don't see them for like 5 or 10 years. All of a sudden, they reappear out of nowhere. Now, I may not know what the heck I'm talking about. I just want to get that out there. Like, this is just my personal opinion, my personal thoughts. But, like my brother, like, you've literally, like, you know, because you're doing it currently, right now. And it's just, like, you tell me, or you ask me, why do I like going to your rehearsals or showcases when they're just kind of like these private, small...
Well, yeah, they're pretty much, at the end of the semester, we do, like, these showcase things, and we pretty much kind of go on stage. We do, like, improv or little skits, and you can bring, your friends or your family members, so they can watch you. Pretty much, I think it relates to what class you're in as well, so you kind of bring that to stage as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the showcase thing. It's just us on stage having fun, and
Well, it's just something to look back on. That's
yeah, exactly something to look back on, and I enjoy it. I try to get out as much as possible to Toronto because, there are like, there are things in my life that's going on, and that's not something to get into right now. That's like something like way down the road to talk about. But
I'm literally fiddling with the SD card reader. Yeah, but I've been like, I literally just like I'm uploading the vlog now as we speak, and it's gonna be referenced.
Just filmed it, yeah.
Yeah, I just filmed it, so it's gonna be referencing this podcast, which is gonna be uploaded. That's hilarious. It's just so funny how it works, how timing works. I don't know. It's weird because I always considered you to be a lot more outgoing than I was as a kid. A lot of people said I was very serious. I didn't really laugh. Now, I don't think I was necessarily negative as a kid or a small child. I just think I was always serious. And I took things on a more serious level. If I seen someone doing something really stupid, I would be that guy, like, I don't think that's a good idea, and man, I would get teased for it. But, like, now it's completely different. I'm a little more positive, even though there's a crap ton of stuff happening in my life, and I'm more positive, and I'm more persevere. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm more optimistic, and I don't know. I do know you kind of grew a bit shallow to that, like lately.
Yeah, I think the roles have changed. Yeah, I'm definitely just because things are going on for me.
Or we're definitely not identical anymore.
No, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I try to keep myself distracted with all the negative things that's happening to me so far in the past few months, and I'm trying to go to Toronto more often and picking up more classes. And where I go to class, by the way, is Talent Inc. Canada. It's a great place, honestly. I met some incredible people. It feels like family there, and it's like a home away from home.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But yeah, that's where I go and do my classes, and I got to go to conference where we pretty much go, and I think we stay there for like 3 days, and we pretty much have to perform on stage, and they show our kind of like our demo commercial things, and there's a whole bunch of agents and casting directors that watch you perform, and and as well as improv, and yeah, and that's where I got my agent. Was there, and things are picking up a little bit with auditions and stuff like that. So,
you just gotta keep your head up high.
Oh yeah, nothing's a walk in the park. I mean, it takes a long time, but I'm just glad. I want more auditions, and I want to at least get something. I've always seen myself, doing something incredible, like a big film, and I always see myself in Hollywood. But
have you ever considered writing?
I'm a horrible writer. I've considered it, but I don't know what I'm capable of. That's the problem. But no, I want to someday, maybe, I always pictured it, but I want to be the actor that does something great, like an amazing film, and then you don't really see him for a while, then I come out with another amazing film, and then people are like, whoa, that guy. Yeah, he's been in that whatever movie. He's incredible. I don't want to be like,
like you don't want to be over Tom.
I don't want to be like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you don't want to be well. Nice thing is you can look back on all these videos. Like, you can look back on this janky podcast, and like when you're like, when you make it, you're super famous. Like, looking back on this like really weird podcast, or looking back on my vlogs, like it's just gonna be so odd.
It's gonna be really odd.
Like,
I mean, look at my hair. I let myself go. I need a haircut.
I'm actually gonna grow my hair out. I'm gonna start growing my hair out again. Maybe I'll put it in a man bun or something.
Oh.
I was gonna put my son's hair in a man bun. Actually, I was gonna grow his hair out. And speaking of hair, someone I know, one of Shannon's daughter's friends, well, their kids, I guess, something about like someone was watching their kid and then decided to cut their hair, and I don't know. I think that's pretty low. Like, you can't just cut someone else's kid's hair without permission. That's like,
wow.
That's like shaving a piece of their personality.
That's
like, if that kid was an adult, like let's say the kid is an adult and like you just shaved their head. Like, if imagine that you were sleeping,
right,
and someone shaved your head. That's what it's like for the kid. Like, imagine a parent, like you come home like from your babysitter or something, like you find that your kid's head is like either shaved or cut in a weird way. Or
is that what happened though?
Yeah. I think it was like Sam's son. I guess I think it was her mom. Sam's mom was watching the kid. I don't know if she cut like his hair or she took him to like a hairdresser and got it cut, but yeah, that's what happened. I'd be pretty upset if someone cut my son's hair, because like he has like really nice hair and I want to like grow his hair out, because for some reason like parents nowadays want to cut their kids' hair, like they want to style their kids' hair in a weird way, and like I don't know, just let their hair grow. It's there for a reason. And yeah. Oh god, I got so far off topic, but that's okay. That is 100% fine. Yeah, this is a really weird podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So.
Normally, because I think this is the first video version of the podcast. So this episode is being recorded visually for YouTube, and usually when I'm by myself, because the studio is not done yet, because I'm still ordering a bunch of acoustic foam and sound foam, and there's a lot of it coming in the mail. I just had a bundle come in from Amazon. Pretty much I was in my storage room, and pretty much to absorb that echo or that reverb, I just kind of like tacked a blanket above me to kind of displace that sound from pinging and bouncing off the walls, and it seemed to work. I think you can tell in certain podcasts, actually. The first episode was so bad. You seem bored.
Oh no, it's just
the first episode was so bad because I was using the black shotgun mic.
Oh yeah.
And I had it like this close to my face, and like you could tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Between microphones, but
it's kind of cringy.
Yeah. Not sponsored. But I do love these microphones. They're really easy to use, very fast, and easy to set up. I'm pretty sure they are called... Yeah, they're called Seal Sound, and yeah, I got them from Amazon, and
Don't blow my nose.
really, really
This
neat
sounds
little,
so gross on here.
really neat little microphones, and they're really sensitive. That's the only downfall about these microphones. They're so sensitive. If you turn the volume up all the way on these things, you could hear a lot of sounds. Like you guys are probably hearing sounds in the background, or a TV, or like just someone talking in the background, because these microphones are very sensitive. But very fast, easy microphones to set up. Very inexpensive microphones. Like I think they cost me like $30 for each of these microphones, and I bought 3 of them. I bought one for my best friend's little brother, and then I bought 2 for myself. That way, I can have someone else on the podcast. But
I just realized I had a blood blister on my knuckle.
that is random.
That was bothering. Okay, I didn't know that was bothering me on my knuckle until I looked at it. That looks gross. I'm gonna pop it later.
That's gross. Oh man. But has anything exciting ever happened yet? Like so far?
Yet?
Yeah.
After the conference?
Yeah, like has anything drastically changed? Like look at yourself from when you walked in like a year and a half ago when you started to now, and what has changed dramatically?
I'm definitely not as shy anymore.
Oh yeah, I guess you would have to get out of your bubble.
Oh yeah, I got out of it. It didn't take that long to get out of my bubble, but I was kind of like a dorky, awkward person when I first started. I still kind of am, but not like as dorky and awkward. I was in, well, the classes I took improv, like acting improv, whatever. And then I took voiceover, hosting, career building, and now I'm in, like, I forgot what the class is called. It's a long, but it's pretty much like this class I'm just finishing now is like, preparing you for auditions, stuff like that. My most challenging class was the hosting, because I'm dyslexic, so I had to learn how to read a teleprompter. And
I forgot all about that actually.
that was challenging. Reading out loud was challenging. I can't, like, before I had trouble reading out loud, especially when people's in front of me, because the words would just kind of scramble in my brain.
Yeah.
But now, like, after that class, I'm definitely better at it now. So I mean, that class had nothing to do with like reading skills, I guess. But I guess it does. But it really helped me in that way. So I'm definitely thankful for that. And I had an amazing teacher as well in that class. His name's John, and I think he's a co-founder of Talent Inc. Talent Inc. Canada. I know yeah, but he was also my teacher, so I mean he's incredible. So that was awesome.
It's so weird. I'm sorry. I can just hear myself breathe, and it's just so disturbing. Like all you hear in the background, like as you're talking, is like it's so weird.
I'm a heavy breather. Like I breathe really heavy. I don't know why. I don't know. It's.
I just want to say right now, like as we're recording this, it's like, what time is it?
It's
12:03 a.m. Like it's late. I don't even know why. Well, Nick has to work in the morning, and right after work is showcase. So I guess this is the only time we have to actually record this podcast. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how long we've been recording, actually. Okay, yeah, this is like... Okay, so we're on second part of this recording. So, with my camera, It records in 4K. It's Panasonic Lumix G7. I had to hack my camera because it would only record in 4K. Like, it would record in 4K, but it would only do it in 30-minute duration time. Like, it would stop recording in 30 minutes. So I had to, like, find this, like, really weird tutorial on YouTube and kind of find, like, a life hack or a hack to kind of hack the camera to continue recording past the 30-second mark. Now, it technically still has a cut in it, but it just continues recording again. So yeah, if there's a bit of a jump in the video or the podcast, that's why. What are you doing?
I'm just I'm sorry, I was just reading up about Talent Inc. and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not gonna lie, this is oh, this podcast is going a lot. Well, the thing is, we kind of raced through the topic, and there's no longer so much to talk about now. I think I should make my podcast where it's like kind of free of topics. We just kind of rant on.
Okay, so he's the business owner of Talent Inc., John Stevens.
Oh,
I'm so sorry that I did not know that. Like, I knew that, like, John was the owner, but I didn't know what kind of owner. I don't know anything about business or owning businesses or anything, so I wasn't sure what anything was called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I read a little bit something about it?
yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Far away.
I just found this on the website on, oh, this is Yelp. I don't know how I got on Yelp. Yelp is pretty good. Is Yelp a good website? I heard it before.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'll just read like a little bit about it. So, Talent Inc. has been a thriving success since 2001 in the United States. John Stevens, one of Toronto's most prominent acting coaches, saw the opportunity to expand Talent Inc.'s mission to Canada. Talent Inc. believes that the performing arts should be accessible to all ages, all backgrounds, and to everyone regardless of skin level. Talent Inc. is not only gives performers the tools necessary for their development, but also the opportunity to network with agents, casting professionals, and filmmakers. We also offer a free workshop for performers that are new to the industry so they can learn about the industry before investing time and resources. Something no other studio offers at that level we do.
Oh, that's neat. All right. Well,
so yeah, that is all true. That is
yeah.
great place. I love it.
My SD card is getting full because I had a bunch of videos and clips from like vlogs before, so I have about, let's say, 8 minutes remaining. So I'm just going to quickly wrap it up.
Oh, I want to talk so much about it now. we got off topic too much. That's what happened. It's your fault.
No, it's your fault. But I just want to quickly say, for those of you who want to start a podcast, Anchor is a great app for people who want to start a podcast. Why is Anchor a great app? Just want to say I'm not sponsored. Why is Anchor a great app? Well, for one, it distributes your podcast to other platforms for you. So you don't have to upload your podcast to Spotify separately or Apple Podcasts or whatever it may be. You don't have to do that. Anchor literally does that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, like, it has a whole bunch of interloops that you can add. It has a whole bunch of stuff that you can edit in. And it makes it very simple, very easy. It sorts your podcasts out. And that's what I'm using now. That's how my podcast got on Spotify or any other podcast platform, was through Anchor. So
Really? You don't say that.
you're like, I don't care. But yeah, so for those of you who want to start a podcast, and like literally you can use your phone for Anchor. Just talking to your phone microphone. That's what most people do with the Anchor app now. And you'll be surprised of how many people actually just use their phone and get so many listens on their podcast just from Anchor. So, I'm not sponsored. Just want to say that. But Anchor, that's the app for you. I'm just saying.
I want to advertise something, but I don't know what to advertise. This podcast is sponsored by This Remote. This remote has great features,
It's not sponsored.
such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, as well as a volume. And this volume actually has a plus and minus button.
All right. Okay.
So if you want to
sponsored.
turn on and off the TV, all you gotta do is with a click turn it
Okay.
on and off, and then you'll be set.
Okay. All right. All right. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of this podcast. Again, this is Vocal Cords Exposed. If you have any questions or you want to make a comment, hashtag Vocal Cords Exposed. You can leave it down below. As well as this video on YouTube, you can leave the comment down below. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode. Probably not with him in it, because I will be back home and I'll be very lonely doing my lonesome podcast again. So that pretty much wraps it up. And yeah, I guess I'll be
Hey, you guys could comment. Maybe you guys can. Do you think maybe someday down the road in the future that we should do podcasts together as a normal thing?
like, should we co-host is what he's saying.
Should I be a co-host of his podcast?
Oh yeah, comment down below.
Comment down below, or wherever you comment.
All right. I gotta stop saying I see you guys later. I'll see you guys later, because
You don't see.
Yeah, they can't see me unless they're like visually watching the
Yeah.
video. You know, I'm just gonna say it anyway. Yeah. So can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Or I guess I can't wait for your company to listen to me.
Guess what? I just popped my blood
Oh
blister.
Jesus! Oh my God! All right. See you guys later.